Hello and welcome to basically a 33 Immortals overview. I'm gonna discuss what's the game about, how it plays, some suggested tips. I've been playing this for a little bit. So first thing, when you get in this game, you're gonna have a choice of 4 different weapons to choose from. As it looks like they're about to have 8 in the future. Right now they have a bow, a sword, daggers, and a staff. So the bow has a pretty interesting feature. You can fire out projectiles. It even has and call it back to you, and they'll do damage that way. And then your heavy projectiles will go a bit further. The sword is pretty wide swings. It does have a justice system, what they call. So when you do light attacks, you build up your little justice bar right here. And when an enemy attacks, you can enter into a parry. And when they hit you, you'll basically become resistant to all that damage and then deal it back. Daggers are pretty standard for daggers. They're quick damage, high crit chance. They have a special ability called Greed, where the more bones, which is a type of currency that you have during your runs that you have in your inventory, the more damage this jump attack will do for its crit. Then Sloth, it's got your ranged attacks, got basically a double heavy hitter, and then this is a slow ability that you can use. Now each one also has a special ability for their ultimate. You can't really do it right now, but you basically hold the shift button and it'll pop up 3 indicators. And when 3 players activate each indicator, it'll activate your special ability. Now, the Sloth ability for the staff will put a basically paralyzation field for quite a distance to the right side of these 3 emblems that show up. And any creature that enters those, they won't be able to move or attack while they're in there. The daggers only requires 2 players, so it's different. Everyone else's requires 3, but the daggers increase your crit chance when you're using your special ability, and they drop bones for every hit. That includes you and the person that was with you. Your sword basically gives you a bubble shield when you use yours. Now this is a 3-person one, and they're designated in front of you, off to the right, while some are off to the left. And that'll basically give you a force field. Now, the sword is actually peculiar because you have this stat down here called Empathy. Now, Empathy is basically the co-op power bonus stat. So the more empathy each player has, because it counts the empathy score of each player that activates your co-op ability, will increase your sword's bubble shield. So you'll basically be immune to a set amount of damage, and it'll give you a number on the bubble shield. Now the arrow is your main DPS for your ultimate ability. You basically hold the shift button like everything else. It puts 3 points on the ground, and once that's activated, it will shoot an arrow storm to the north of your character. It'll always be to the north, and that's a high DPS attack range. But that's basically the special ability. All of those are affected by your empathy, and they all have different things. If you go into your compendium, you can actually see which ones they do by scrolling through. It'll tell you how they work and also what the empathy does. So a volley of arrows, the more empathy players have, the longer the volley of arrows last. The Sword of Justice, the more empathy each participant has, the more durable the bubble shield is. Like I was saying, it gives you more damage resistance. The Daggers of Greed, the more empathy players, the longer the greed strikes will remain. And the greed strikes are basically the bones, so they'll stay on the ground longer, because I think they have like a 3-second despawn timer. And then the more empathy each player has for the Staff of Sloth, it creates the super slow effect, and it lasts a bit longer. So empathy is kind of like this weird thing that if you're playing with a party, It's really good if you guys are using empathy builds, but if you're just playing with randoms, I would probably keep empathy probably at 1 or at the lowest. Now, as you saw when I was each of these weapons have an upgrade stage stat, but you can only get those upgrades once you get your feat level to 6. Now I'm at feat level 8 right now, and to increase your feat level, you have to complete these challenges. Now each challenge gives you 10. I have run across a couple bug challenges, like this one for Rebel Soul 3, teleporting to 5 other players. That's bugged. That doesn't work for me. I don't know why. But these feats are going to take you quite a bit of time, and each time you complete a set of feats, it'll give you a bonus like Shatter Resistance, which Shatter is a form of second life, so you'll lose like a permanent amount of your max HP if you die once. If you do die 2 times in your battle, you are out of the fight. There's no way to come back from that. So like you have max health, Shatter Resistance, damage reduction, that's big one. Permanent bonuses, your empathy. I've already maxed these 3 out. This one gives you a permanent bonus to attack, permanent bonus to health, and I believe this gave a damage reduction bonus. But getting to feat level 6 is what your first primary goal is going to be. Now, you do have 3 daily quests that come by each day. The reset timer for me has been 8 o'clock Central Time, which is a very weird time. It's like the weirdest time ever, but completing these gives you a reward, and it gives you some money, and some of your feat challenges are to complete these dailies. So doing these is probably the best option for you. And I've completed one of these chest quests. It was not worth it, so don't think it's like a huge thing. For me, I got 100 of the basically rogue currency that you spend on your upgrades, and little pet emotes. But that's basically the rundown of that. There are perks in the game. There are 20 perks in total that I have unlocked so far. They max out at level 5. Each perk will give you a certain amount of bonuses. Some are base stat bonuses, and some are pretty good for decent runs. I personally will always use Dust because there's an upgrade mechanic when you're running that you collect basically XP from monsters you defeat. And when those monsters are defeated, they drop little purple orbs. You collect those purple orbs. When you get enough of them, you can upgrade for that run, so not technically permanently, a +3 to one of the 3 main stat categories: attack, health, or empathy. Now, I always run, and these perks will drop in your runs, and you just have to keep doing your runs until you discover them all. I personally run Scourge of the Omnipotent to give me Eternal Shards, which is the purple currency, so that you can, get a bunch of money. Dust, Renewal of Dust, which gives you the XP I was talking about, which I would highly suggest over anything once you unlock your second perk, which these ones are actually unlocked as you complete feat levels. And then I like Astute Erudite. Your co-op power generates 48% faster. As far as been able to tell, it's the best way to get the third currency in the game, which is these little star things, which you can use these once you get to level 7 feet to enhance a chance of finding one of these relics in your run, which is pretty nice. But it also lets you re-roll your dailies, and it allows you to reduce your shattered bar after you die for the first time. But that's basically it for in town here. Now you do have a wardrobe here, so you can kind of cosmetic your character out. Again, you will find these in runs. There'll be drops as you play through. So like I have a couple purples and stuff, a couple weapons, scores. You'll get some of these from feats as well. But that's basically all the town stuff that there is right now. This will give you some training, which will help you out for getting some good starter currency. And then, as I was saying, the star money right there, you can just hold down whatever button it indicates, and you can actually change what kind of mission it is. So you can roll for better ones if you want. But let's actually get into one of these battles, and I'll run around the map and show you some of the stuff that goes on, what you can collect, what I would suggest you doing. Now, I will say this because this has been kind of an annoyance right now for the player base, in my opinion, is when you play, even if you beat an Inferno run and you get keys to Purgatorio, do not go there. I would suggest not going there until you have a weapon that is level 5 of any category and you've actually gained some experience in this game, because it hurts when people come in here and they like complete their first Inferno, they get their keys, they think they're ready for Purgatorio, and they just get absolutely murdered. And it hurts everyone because then they're out, and it's hard. I've been into some battles where I go in here, people die, drop off right away. There's only 9 players, and you just can't win like that. But anyway, let's get into Inferno Run, and I'll show you guys what this is about. While this loads, I will say, when you get to level 6 in your feats and you are able to upgrade your weapons, each weapon has 6 special abilities that you can unlock. They will drop as you play through, but they'll only drop once you hit 6. They're actually in the map, so we'll try to stick with these people as long as we can. I'm using the bow, and these are the purple XP drops that you're going to want. Now, chests are a kind of a good thing. They have the highest yield for rewards that you'll want as you play through. You'll get most of your bones and most of your coins from it. Well, the shards. So we got our bones and our shards. Now, you kind of want to stick with the group because there is a co-op bonus for damaging enemies. It basically increases your crit chance the more you co-op hit something. And these urns, they're not as good as the chest. They still give you pretty good bone currency and pretty good money. Now, I leveled up already, so we're going to actually go up to this little purple orb, and then we're going to be able to select one of our 3 stats to fully level up. Now, I would suggest healing when you're at low health. I would suggest just getting health just to survive, because the longer you're able to survive in this, the easier it's going to be for you to collect money and actually get through things. Now, I just got a key there. We'll get a key once we get a gate that opens up. Right now, let's just keep working on gaining XP for us. So basically, we're just going to keep running around until our first gates start to activate. There's no actual timer, but I always figure it's around the 5-minute mark of when you're actually in here doing these. Oh, our first gates are about to open up here. So when this happens, you'll just get a couple random attack counters that come in and try to mess you up before the gates actually open up. Okay, gotta level up before that I'm gonna go take care of before we actually go into a gate, because that'll help us out quite a bit. Let's go damage now, and we'll head into this gate. Now I already have a key, so 6 players can go in a gate at a time. So basically you go into the gate and you want to survive, kill as much as you can. Eventually 1 to 2 bosses will spawn once you get in here, kill enough enemies in here. This is the Aerostorm ability, so we're activating that right now. That kind of cleared the area for us. It didn't look like any of our people had quite a bit of empathy for that one. The more empathy you have, the longer that will last. Now, I have mine still, but I'm waiting for the bosses to actually show up before I use it. That's one of the bosses right there, is that little bird. And he's kind of an annoying bastard too. So I'll activate Aerostorm, try to get some good DPS going in on him. I had to stand there and just eat a boatload of damage. Oh, we lost 2 players in that run. So they basically have shatter bars now, so if they die a second time, they're out of the fight, and the only way to bring people back is if you're actually in a party with them, and then you can go to a very special crystal on the world. So I got, you'll get these relics from these chests. So every time you clear this, you're guaranteed to get at least 1 relic from a chest. So each point of your vitality stat grants 5 health, so we'll take that, it gives me health. And then I collected a key from the chests. They can pop from chests, urns, or you can buy them outside, which I'll show after that. But we'll open this one for now. You deal 25% more damage. That's great. So you have up to 8 relics. So here you can buy 25% of your HP, a teleportation stone, or a key with bones that you have. Now, teleportation stones actually let you teleport to other players, which is pretty nice. So like, we go to our map here, and I noticed that this gate hasn't been used at all, and people are going for it. So we're going to actually use our teleportation stone, come over here, and try to get ourselves another relic. Because unless all the gates on the map are cleared, it won't start the next phase of gate clearing. So we're kind of waiting here for more people to group up here. All right, so we got 4, so that's pretty safe numbers to go in. Now we're down to 28 players. So you come into a lobby with 33 players, and then as people drop off, die, you kind of lose fighting power, which hurts when you're coming up against the boss, because he has some mechanics that really require numbers to get through them. Because as far as I've seen, nobody has really enough killing power. So here's the Sloth ability. All the melee fighters won't be able to attack. Some of the range fighters will. I personally hate this little mini boss that spawns here. She just sets up fire auras, and she'll summon skulls every now and then. And if you don't defeat the skulls, it creates a giant red fire area, which is over there on the right side. Alright, so let's kill that skull. She's almost dead, so I'm not really going to waste my co-op power on her. Now, the second chest requires a key to open up, and since I don't have a key, so we're only going to get one relic out of this run. You deal 125%. Alright, that's pretty good. You can also use bones to re-roll relics, and if you dismantle them, you'll get bones as well. But now that that one's done, we have our second dungeon's about to open up here. And these little Destructo discs are going to come at us. I need to actually get over here so I can level myself up a bit before we start heading over to the next dungeons area. Let's go to our map. Looks like we got quite a big group going over there, so we'll head to the south one down here. It looks like there's only about 4. While we're down here, we'll heal up too. That heals me for 25 and then everyone around me for 15. I should have waited for the group to actually get here. Right, we're on our second set of dungeons. So this is the final set of dungeons that you'll be able to do. After this one, we'll go into what's called an Ascension Battle, which is basically a huge mob fight. Thank you. I was, dying in that portal. Now, there should be 2 bosses that spawn on this one. That, of course, has the red witches that I hate. All that beautiful XP, please. Alright, looks like we got a spider boss up here. Now, it doesn't require the first player that casts the ability to actually use it. Any 3 players can use it as long as it's set down on the field. Oh, we got 3 people lined up to actually do that. Oh, I did not want to click on that. Let's get our XP before it disappears on us. Now, if you notice, I have 11 attack, and my damage is hardly increasing. Damage really isn't that big of an indicator that I've seen so far. If it is, it requires so much of it that I feel like it's not worth it. I feel like just pump your health stat and then pump your empathy stat for your co-op damage. Alright, so your heavy attacks deal 20% more damage. I don't usually do heavy attacks with the bow, so we're going to use 5 bones, reroll that. Every time you reroll it, it will get more expensive. You deal 50% more damage. I'll take that. Man, I've already used my healing, so that's going to be a no-go. Now let's look at the map, see how many more dungeons. So left side only has 3 people over there, so let's actually head over there and see if we can go help those guys out. Now, I wouldn't suggest doing multiple dungeons in a single go unless you feel like you're able to actually dish out the damage and survive it. I'll get some more resources here before I head up there. Because it did look like there's already a group of 6 people up there. Yeah, so I kind of made the wrong decision because that would be a 6-person heading there. We'll try to bank our way all the way to the right side. Now, I could go to a gate and get a teleportation stone and try to make my way up there, which I might actually do here if more people don't get up there. Yeah, it looks like they're missing one. They have 1 spot open. And looking at my map, I just walked past the guy. This guy's probably going to get up there, so it's not really that big of a deal. We are down to 24 players. That's a bit low for doing some of the boss mechanics, so we're going to actually see how well that goes. I think I might actually want to start just grinding up this little bit of XP I can so I can level up. Oh, hey, we got a random drop. We got a new emote. All right, we got that level up. Let's go get this purple orb and actually increase our stats here. We'll do some more health here. It looks like all the gates done are on, except for that right one right there. It's like we got a question mark up here, so something's up here that we can pick up. Another vase, more money. Yeah, if you're waiting for dungeons to clear, just run around the map, look for vases. They're the easiest ones to get. If you're running with a party, look for chests, or if you feel like you have time to actually farm out a chest. Because that's where I get about, with the perk I have, which gives me more of the currency that you need for upgrades, I get about 6 out of a chest. I usually only get about 3 or 4 out of an urn. I will say if you are using the bow like I am, positioning is a huge thing. Especially on that return shot, just is so well done. All right, let's get this chest open. We got a key. We got about 5 shards there. Nice. Okay, looks like the portal's done, so we're gonna probably come into an ascension battle once this, I call it an apocalypse strike, happens. So we're down to 23 players. All right, ascension battles are unlocked. So there are 3 battle areas on the map, and if your team splits up, every ascension battle you complete will give you kind of an epic relic that you can use for the entire lobby against the final boss. And some of them are downright broken. But these are ascension battles. They're basically kind of like a massive horde fight. I used all my shields to activate my ability there because because the entire map was on fire. Now there is kind of like when the ascension battles happen, there's like these it's like a battle royale type ring that starts closing in as some pretty significant damage the longer you're in it to kind of force you into the ascension areas, so you can't just wander around and not help out people that need help. But as you can see, it kind of gets pretty hectic in these. So just keep eyes on red spots and keep eyes on dodging. Because hits like that will happen. But we got 2 dead players already. That's not good. So I would always suggest getting rid of the ladies that look like they have kind of coffins on their back, because they're, to me, the biggest pain. So we completed this ascension battle. Now these guys are over here doing their ascension battle. Oh, I almost missed 2 shards there. Oh, we got plenty of health. Let's actually take up some empathy so our special will do something for this boss attack. Before we get teleported in, let's actually check out our relic. So everyone in the lobby will get this. So all damage against... Oh, I need to ascend before I die. All damage against bosses increased by 100% when the current boss bar is below 30%. Alright, so... Yeah, these guys are over here kind of fighting by themselves. If you see this happen and you have a teleportation stone, I would suggest using it to help them out. Because if you take too long during these ascension battles, the fire will come in and kill you, sadly. Bright side, we got 2 epic relics. Now these matches do generally last about 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how good the boss battle goes. But yeah, the more ascension battles that your entire lobby completes, the easier the boss fight is going to be, because you're going to have these massively powerful relics to help you out. Problem is, most I've ever seen is 2. We've hardly ever split up into 3. But we're about to go see the first boss here. So we got all players deal 50% damage to stunned, weak, exposed, and marked bosses. And then we got all damage against bosses increased by 100%, which we had. Okay. Right now we're kind of just waiting for a cutscene to happen, and then you'll see the first boss. I'll explain some of his combat gimmicks. There's one that we might have a problem with since we have so few players. Alright, so your major attack's going to be attacking this heart that he has in the center of his chest. And just avoid his red attack AoEs. Okay, now he has these bracelets, so our main priority is going to be attacking these bracelets. These bosses are going to be around, it's going to be annoying, but the bracelets are the main thing that need to be destroyed. If you don't destroy these, it's basically a wipe, and you lose the boss fight. Now, you only have to destroy 1, but it's good to destroy 2. Because whichever ones that you destroy, there's going to be a safe spot when he does his white mechanic on the side that his bracelet is gone. So if he still has his right bracelet, head to the left. If he still has his left bracelet, head to the right. If both bracelets are destroyed, then you can head either side you want. But make sure you keep track of what bracelet gets destroyed, otherwise it will kill you if you're on the wrong end. So he's about to do his special thing. He's got a little charge up bar. And once that's done, we're going to have to split focus and move to one of the sides. Unless we stun him. If you stun him, it basically knocks him out of his special ability. So that kind of saved us on that front there. So this one is the one where you have to destroy all the crystals. As the white mechanic will kill everyone in the lobby unless you have a shield or a crap ton of health. But not enough players are basically going to have that to survive, and you're pretty much 90% of the time going to lose half your lobby in that one instance. So we have to, as a group, go around and destroy these crystals. Otherwise, we're going to lose this boss fight, no matter what we do. If even one crystal is still alive, it's basically a fail. All right, all the crystals are down, and we got that just in time. So he's gonna do his kind of big attack wipe mechanic. So if you don't destroy his crystals, the entire map is gonna get hit like this. But if you destroy the crystals, and then you're gonna have one safe area. Alright, he's got his bracelets up again. We need to destroy these. He hasn't done his boss armor mechanic. So every once in a while, he'll summon a group of 3 bosses that will give him 80 armor. And it basically makes him immune to damage in a sense. So you have to kill the bosses, otherwise you're basically doing no damage to him at all. I got hit by that attack. I wasn't able to dodge out of it. Alright, so we broke his van braces, so we're going to have a safe area on both the left and the right hand side. Oh, we got another stun strike, I think. Oh, we got a lot of empathy of that one. 45 defense. So I'm basically immune to 45 hits of damage with that. Now this stack thing, I've never figured out how it works. Okay, so he's done the boss thing. So he'll have 80 armor, and we have to destroy these 3 bosses. Always, there's going to be another wipe mechanic that's going to be applied. So we got one more boss we need to take out. Alright, so here comes his big AoE attack. So he'll basically close off sections. If you look at his head, you can tell what side is going to be safe. It'll be the side where the eyes are not glowing. So he's going to... Oh, he didn't give us a center one that time. Sometimes he'll give us like a safe spot in the center. Another mechanic is this little chest right here. Every time you get his health bar down by 1 bar, it'll give you a random thing like a prestige token or eternal shards for your currency. But yeah, we defeated the boss. So now we get like a special chest that gives us some shards and normally at least 1 cosmetic and keys. So I've collected an emote, which finished my 10 emote collection. And then we can head out. So this Stardust is kind of a pretty good currency. We'll show scores here. So like for me, my instance, I did a 60-man co-op, max co-op. So I got 15 Stardust from that. 20 co-op powers, I got 58. 4 resurrections, I got 12. 15 objectives completed, I got 24. So from what I can tell, the more times you activate your co-op power, the more of the Stardust that you get. And Stardust is a pretty decent thing to have. It's not a necessary thing, but it can help save you or help you get relics that you're looking for. But anyway, now that that's done, we defeated that boss. That's the first boss. There's only 2 maps right now. So we'll turn this in. I'll get my 35 bucks. We'll get 1 added to the chest. And we have our cosmetic guy down there. But we're going to go up to our feats and turn in a feat that we got. So I got Bow of Hope. So I've completed 3 dailies with the Bow of Hope equipped. And this is going to be give me a cosmetic and 100 shards. And then Bow of Hope 3. So once I complete all of these, I will get +1 attack. Which, it's alright, but it's a +1 attack for every character. And wardrobe, we got this completed. So now I just need to collect 12 capes, and then I'll complete the wardrobe one. And that'll give me an extra 10 max health on top of what I have. But now that we went through all that, we got quite a bit of currency, some prestige tokens. Now, I mentioned towards the beginning of the video, if you stuck around this long, that once you've unlocked your weapons at faith level 6, there are 6 passive upgrades that you can have. You can only have 2 of them equipped at once. The second one you have to buy for 1,000 of the purple currency and 5 prestige tokens. Now, prestige tokens are earned randomly through boss completions, or some of the feat rewards give those. But like my bow has quick shot, which I have on, or you only have 2 arrows in your quiver, but these arrows deal way more damage. Your arrows now pierce through monsters but deal less damage. You can now shoot 2 heavy arrows in spread pattern, but charging heavy arrows takes longer. And then the shoot arrows faster, which I have equipped. So another thing, and probably the final thing I'll go over, is upgrading your weapons. So upgrading the bow increases the attack that the bow has, but each one is different. So now my bow, but it is also assigned to the weapon. So I have a +4 attack with the bow, so my stats are a +6. But if I switch to a sword, I lose that +4 attack. See how it switched down to a 2? Because the sword has a vitality increase. So the bow will increase your damage, but only while you have the bow equipped. The sword will increase your vitality, but only when you have the sword equipped. The daggers will increase your crit chance, but only while you have them equipped, obviously. And then the staff will increase your empathy. Now, while it's equipped as well. Now, that's basically how the game works. And again, I will emphasize this so much, but until you have weapon upgrades unlocked, and I wouldn't even suggest going into Purgatorio until you have at least your weapon at level 5 and some of your passives up there. But yeah, that's basically about it for this game. It's really just a grindy game. Just play through, level up, earn stuff, roguelikes mechanics. They do have a roadmap posted on their website. Unfortunately, none of the new weapons are on that roadmap slotted for this year. They have their roadmap up all the way to fall. Now, I believe in like 3 months during the summer, they're going to introduce a new system to this, which I will probably come back to check it out. And then during the fall, they'll add the 3rd map, which will be the 3rd difficulty. So that'll also be interesting to check out, you know, once I'm able to beat the 2nd map, because I'm still not able to do that 100% of the time. But yeah, this is 33 Immortals. I hope I was able to help, maybe answer some questions that you guys might have. If you find anything else out that I didn't mention, or maybe I forgot, please leave it in the comments below. But yeah, that'll be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like always, please leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, later guys.